We are back to the warehouse for ball and play. Tyler Plouffe is my guy. Let's talk Pip.
All right.
Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, a podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about ball in play. I am your co-host, Brendan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, man.
Scheduling update.
Scheduling
Just
update.
so everybody knows, these episodes are now going to be once a week because somebody here has decided to play volleyball at Jones Beach every Wednesday.
And more scheduling update that I haven't even told you about. The summer run series on Monday starts next week. So Monday nights are also out. Mondays, Wednesdays.
Oh, boy. Okay, we're going to have to figure something out.
Figured it would be fun to let you know live on the pod.
Live on the pod.
But yeah, so summer's going to be busy, baby. But it will work.
It's
work it out.
We're going to work it out. We're going to go to once a week episodes, though.
Beatles.
But that means you get at least 3 burns.
I mean, I guess it really is becoming like straight up Talking Yank style now with like a 3-game series kind of coming at you. But there's 6 different teams coming at you in the one recap. It's only difference.
There you go. So just want to let you guys know that. Otherwise, these games are pretty fun for 2 very different reasons. One was a lot closer than the other. One like really kind of came down to that final over, whereas the other one was over before the bottom of the second even started.
Yeah. That's good.
So before giving anything away, Brendy, would you like to burn the first one? Then we'll talk.
I would like to.
And then you can burn the second one.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Here we go. 2 teams that rhyme face off, and Dalton is back to feeling good with the bat. He leads his team to a 36-run inning to start things off, but Ryan Cohen is going off. Boundary balls galore. Seems like this guy, greatness is his floor. McFlurry leads to 1 run. What the hell's going on? Panic, the warehouse messiah, performs the ultimate sacrifice to let Dalton Feely go back to strike. And the move pays off as they go up by 40. Justin does not give me the pen ick as the Golden Boy powers through 2 overs to help preserve the lead and win a close game. Whack wins their first ever ball and play game, 77-69. Laugh in the comments.
Heyo.
Yeah, do that. Do a vampire laugh in the comments. Oh.
Okay, early man. Vampire laugh comments. This game came down to the no balls, I think. The McFlurry Power, which I believe was the opposite of what I thought would be the team that was worse at the bowling, did have more than double the amount that of runs scored off of no balls than Whack did. It was 18-7. You know.
Yeah.
And when you have this finals, that's if you just cut that in half, take away the 9 runs that you gave Whack, you win the game.
Yeah. It was surprising to see like the pitching team in Blitzball be bad at pitching in the sport, but it kind of makes. I didn't realize that Kamak has never bowled before. That's kind of nuts. So he had to figure it out. Colin decides to go with the funky, which makes sense. He's a funky delivery guy in Blitzball. He does the lean over the side and just hurl it underarm, which gives him a similar like sinking run that he gets in Blitzball, which is kind of cool. I think they're both trying to find the right release point. I think maybe they'll find a balance between trying to be a little bit weird and also just throw strikes, because no balls are killers. It's similar to Blitzball in that way, where if you miss the plate, it's going to kill you.
Absolutely kill it.
It's probably worse in this sport, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's how you let teams back in it at the end if they're, trying to close a gap.
Yeah.
They had 12 wides for 12 runs in the first inning, all to Dalton. Dalton had 20 runs on hits in the first inning, so 32 runs total, just him, of the 36 runs that were scored in the first for Whack.
Yeah, it was good to see that too, because I feel like he didn't have the like Dalton-esque season in Blitzball last franchise tournament. So to see him do his thing, like I want to think that he started to become MVP of the warehouse during last franchise ball and play, where it's like, oh my god, this guy just does not miss. He's so good. His bat to ball skills are just incredible, and we're back to what like built his brand in the warehouse.
Yeah, he had 16. He faced 16 balls in the first inning. And then it was like Dan Jads faced what? 6? Sanjay faced 2. It was all Dalton in the first. Interesting to see. I believe this is the first time, because I don't think Baggage and We Got Ice. Whack seemed to be very much a let's play for that bonus wall. More than
right. We're seeing the last game, but we didn't see too much of it.
You even look at the stats here, right? Boundaries hit 2s, 4s, and 6s. They hit 13. McFlurry Power had 18. And it really seemed like they were swinging for it. Like there were a lot of times where the Whack team, and we'll talk about this later on too with Forgotten Rotten and Woogas, were really pushing for that bonus run against the wall. I'm still struggling to see the benefit in that versus like just a line drive to the back wall.
Right.
We're seeing a lot of teams go for this, and if they were getting this bonus run every single time, or even like 80% of the time, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, a less dangerous play, but it feels like they're missing this bonus wall more than they're actually hitting it.
Yeah.
So like, why not go for a 2 boundary?
Especially if you get on a hot streak with the 2s, you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel this right now, and I'm just hitting it in that gap every time. I think with we're not talking about Ryan Cohen, but now we are, because I'm about to start doing it.
Welcome back, Ryan Cohen.
He was the guy that was really good at this during Captain's League, and I think this game starts and he's trying to do it a bunch, and it's kind of working because he has that in his bag, but then he just starts seeing like, oh, there's a hole over there. I'm gonna keep hitting the ball really hard. I think the idea is that now with the 4 overs, there's so much more room for getting 3 wickets. So you want to play light and easy and low risk in the beginning. And I guess by bunting it, you're usually not going to pop out, and you're worried if you take your first swing and it's a big hack, you're trying to hit the ball for 2 or 4 or 6.
Right.
Big cans.
Or 7.
Or 7. What is that? If you hit it in Melinda's mouth, and just whoa! She caught a ball today. I didn't see it yet. I assume.
We're not calling to headhunt. Oh, that's right. Brendan has not seen Forgotten Rotten versus Woogas. He's going to be watching it during the pod.
I've been watching.
So if you hear him react, he's reacting to the game.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm still talking about the game I have seen so far. But Ryan Cohen, I think, found a stroke in that you can hit the ball hard and swing sort of line drive down. I think maybe it happens every game someone's losing, they're chasing back a big score. Right. They're swinging big and they're trying to lift the ball. And usually those chases end early because they pop it up and get caught for wickets. So I think it makes sense to early try out, like, oh, let me see if we can kind of get used to these bonus 2 walls. And then usually they give up because oh, this doesn't work super well. I think you have to get really good at it.
As Dan Rourke says in his post game for the next game, so we're getting a little bit ahead.
Why is full on spanking Dusty right now?
He full on just says like, oh yeah, game 1, who fucking cares? This is kind of a get right game, which is something that Jimmy has been very vocal about, like not wanting in the warehouse sports. But he's right. I mean, you want to get. We see it in the next game,
and I'm watching it right now in front of me. Like Trevor Plouffe is treating this like batting practice.
He's just like that's it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure he'll get wicked out any second now. But right now, what I'm seeing, he's just swinging hard.
Right,
it works for him.
We're seeing a lot in this game. Like, I think if this is a playoff game, maybe Kwame doesn't start at bowler, but you want him to get those reps in a game that for lack of a better term, doesn't really matter. If somebody is trying to get their swing right, or trying to get used to getting these bonus balls off the side wall, now's the perfect time to do it. I get that. You
know what? Another good opportunity for that too, I think, is if we haven't seen it yet, but like if a team gets an early wicket and like, oh shit, or like there's even 2 wickets against them and they're only 2 overs through, like we can't risk getting wicketed out this early in the inning. Let's just start going for bonus walls so we can be safe, but still try and get 2s. Might be another way to do it. Because I believe
in the second, they started going. They got the bonus wall like 3 in a row. Nope. So it was bonus wall dot wide bonus dot wide 1. So they got a lot going on in that one. So they started to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
But then Pennick got double dotted. Then he hit the back wall for 4. So they started to swing.
Yeah. I think once you get into a groove of either one of them, you're going to keep doing it because, like, oh, this is working. you found a groove with it, just keep going. We haven't seen anyone really get into a really good groove with those bonus walls like we've seen people do in Captain's League. I also really want to see more of. I think we only saw one of it so far in the tournament. Just a back wall scoop. That was a beauty. Like it's now the entire wall. I don't think
it was on purpose.
It might not have been. But
I don't think it was on purpose.
It used to be it had to be below a certain line, right? And now it's the whole wall. I would think more people will be taking advantage of that. Maybe we'll see that coming up.
Well, I mean, now that it's only worth 2, who fucking cares?
I get, but if it's like an automatic for some players, maybe. Yeah, that's true. The wicket keeper back there, that's fair.
The wicket keeper rules have also changed where they don't. I believe they don't have to stay behind that line.
No, you can start wherever.
So like, it's making it riskier. Also, like if you try to do that and it goes into the stands, then you have to switch sides with your partner, and it's only 1 run. So like,
right.
The benefit of the scoop isn't there as much as it was in previous years.
Right.
What
unless no wicketkeeper, and you have to be like sure you could do this with your eyes closed.
Right. What we did see in this game for the first time is Pennick self-retiring to get somebody else up, which was interesting to me. I guess when he said, I declare, that's like a forfeit. Like you're declaring forfeit. So Jimmy was like, he doesn't declare. That's like, we're letting you know now, don't use that because we'll count that as a forfeit if you do that. I don't know how I feel about this self-retiring.
Like being able to do it at all, or this one in particular?
Being able to do it at all. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I understand the strategy of it, and I understand that that's, like, fun for some people to, like, especially Pennick, who loves strategy. Like,
right.
To just be like, oh, I'm going to go out now. We're going to bring in, who was it at the time? Dalton?
Dalton, yeah.
We're going to bring Dalton in after he self-retires. Pennick, I wrote, Pennick just gave McFlurry a free wicket. Because at the time, it was a tight game. It was 36-37. McFlurry Power was winning going into the second inning. Why would you give away a free wicket here?
Especially you could also get wicketed out by like trying to hit tanks. You might as well just like try and hit the ball as hard. If you want to get out and give Dalton a chance to swing, just try and hit the ball really hard.
Well, but the craziest thing is, right, that the over before Justin does this, they got 5 runs. Why would you want to now? I mean, I get it. Like Pennick is up again, but Pennick was drilling the boundaries as well. He was getting the bonus runs. We saw all this in the first over. They scored what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 runs off of a Pennick Sanjay duo,
which is a pretty good over.
Then Kwame comes in, you get 5 runs. Yeah, especially now that we're seeing after 3 games, it is like an 8 or 9. I mean, Forgotten Rotten kind of inflated this average runs per over. I'm expecting it to come back down. Somewhere between 8 and 9 runs per over. You get the 11. Then you go for 5. Sanjay's up, so Pennick would start the next over. He gets out. Dalton comes in, and it works out for them.
Because
Dalton immediately gets 4,
I think
6,
they're onto something, though.
10. Dalton gets 10. Then it's a wide where they run 12, 14, 16. So you come off of 5, go for 16. I understand that it worked out.
Yeah.
But in that situation, I'm curious as to what you would do. In that situation, if you're Pennick, would you be like retiring there? Or would you try to stay in and like this is a guy who we saw swing like what 4 times total in blitzball?
Yeah, right.
Like, wouldn't you expect him to stay in and like try and get a feel for the swing and getting to hit the ball?
Yeah, it felt like it almost like he wanted the content moment and wanted to be like, I'm the strategy guy. Watch what I can do. This is a new trick that we have, a new rule we could do.
Like it worked out for them.
Yeah,
it did work out for them. But you only get 2, like for lack of a better term, free games where you could try out your swing and change anything, tweak it before playoffs come around.
And maybe that's part of it too. Like maybe he wanted to try this out, like see if this bites us in the ass or if it can work out. But yeah, I think that it's something that I would maybe do if I just ate up like 6 good pitches. Like, oh shit, I got 1 run that entire over. I don't want to keep eating up good balls. Let me give it to a guy that is a sure thing in Dalton. But that wasn't the case yet in this inning. So it was a funny time to choose to do it. There's a time and place for it, though, I think.
Time
and place.
I mean, it was to try it out, right?
Yeah.
Could have even just been to introduce the viewers to it because Pennick is a content guy.
And it was funny. I enjoyed him saying "I do declare."
I thought it was funny too. But then bottom of the second, this is where we saw communication issues again, like we did in the We Got Ice versus Baggage game. Pop up to Pennick. K-Mac started fucking, or was it? Yeah, K-Mac was sprinting, and Colin stayed still, got himself run out. Really fucking awful to feel that way.
Just tough, and it felt different. And sometimes you see these miscommunication moments. You're like, oh my god, these guys just like suck at base running in this game because they're baseball guys, or whatever. But I really do think that K-Mac kind of said it in between pitches. There, he's like, I genuinely thought I saw him moving. So I thought I could start going. Like, it's a game of, like, looking back and forth, and you have to, like, commit at some point. And neither of them ever did. It was just a little bit unfortunate, a little bit miscommunication. It wasn't just, like, pure terrible base running. It was bad. But I understand what K-Mac was trying to do. They're both being aggressive.
Just being a little aggressive.
Yeah.
And then the tough part, the good part for McFlurry Power at this point is Ryan Cohen comes back in. He's been fucking dominant.
Yeah.
Dot, 2 boundary, Dot. It taps one to Dalton, who probably could have gotten a wicket but didn't. 1 run, and then he pops one up to Pennick, and he's out. So he causes no damage whatsoever.
Did we get? Is this the Pennick point? This is the only one.
Yeah.
And do you remember what I said last?
You did. You said for the whole tournament.
No, I said this game. That's why I'm amazed why you were so incensed at that point. So maybe that's why we were.
Did you say this game?
Listen back to the tracks, folks. Right. I said this game.
I
guess that's why you were like, of course not.
Yeah, I was like, it's gonna be like 8, Brendan. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, I took under 2.5 points.
He should have done more, but he's.
It was even kind of a light one. It wasn't a full on like squat point. It was like a little like fart.
He's opting to squat more. Point. This like after he squatted once in Blitzball, he's like, this is my new thing. I think
I squat
because he squatted at least 4 times.
Yeah, I think the point was reserved for like big moments.
Right,
and that was a medium moment.
BBD's better at pointing, anyways. Oh shit!
Come fight in the pod.
BBD, I think, is still my favorite person to watch in ball and play.
As a bowler,
so as better. Everything.
Nobody better.
He is so entertaining. Period.
I think he takes such pride in his bowling. We're not there yet, but I think and I'm watching as we speak.
You're not done with the game yet.
He takes such pride in his bowling that I think he gets even more amped up for those moments on the mound than he does at the plate.
Right. This game gets really close when Colin hits a 6 in the 4th over, then a wide, and then the game really kind of got not screwed, but they kind of got fucked once Colin got dotted on a no swing. And then it was like back wall for 2 and then wicketed to end the game. If you change those two, right? If Colin swings and gets a 4, right? Big if. These are 2 big ifs. If he swings and gets a 4 and then doesn't get wicketed to end the game, and swings and gets a 4 again, it's a tie game.
Yeah, even like that dot on the no swing.
Huge.
That was the end of the game. I said out loud, like, game over.
Right.
Okay.
Like, even if you go back, you want to go through this whole bottom of the second. If K-Mac doesn't run to get a free wicket, get your screens ready, Brendan.
Get the screen ready.
Whoa, what was that?
I don't know.
Hey! Drew, enough of you driving and FaceTiming. This so is dangerous.
No, I'm looking at the road. See how I'm not looking at you guys?
Yeah, sure, but you had to look at your phone to open this up, no?
I was at a stoplight, man.
All right, fine. Just still.
It looks like you're driving like a cartoon. Your arms are going back and forth like a fake wheel.
No, I'm using one hand. I'm using one hand, man.
Oh.
Well, Drew, now that you here, we are recording. What's up with you guys not picking BBD? What's up with that?
Oh, yeah. There's some beef. Did I tell you this, Peter?
Yeah. No. There was some beef.
BBD said that you're dead to him.
I have a confession to make. That was a little bit my call. Jolly did want to draft BBD. He wasn't like, I don't think, like, Jolly wasn't like against what we picked, but I think he, like, I maybe not. I don't know. I do think a little bit of him was like, we wanted BBD, but my thought was that like I thought I could. I've never pitched before because like we had BBD and I think Jay pitched. So I was like, I think I can pitch. I know like Luke can pitch a little bit. And I figured that we would get an MLC guy that would have no problem bowling. So I was like, I think that defense is huge, and I thought like a defense of me and Luke would be just absolutely, and Jolly, like us, me, Luke, Jolly would be absolutely nuts. But especially like the speed that Luke and I have, I was like, with the new bunting rules, my thought process was like, there's no way anyone's going to get those extra runs because we'll have me and Luke.
Sure. Right. As a manager, I get it. As a friends to BBD, you're a bad man, and
yeah, you're the bad.
I think I'm going to be rooting for him over you this tournament, unfortunately.
Wow, and I think part of it was because because of the change in rules of like 4s and 6s. I think like BBD was a big like when he hit, he would mash and get like the 6s and 4s like in 4s. But because the 4 really is like the back boundary wall isn't as
powerful.
It's not as it's not as powerful anymore. We were like, we might need someone who, like, in a pinch, we need to be able to get those.
The bonus walls and stuff.
Yeah, the bonus bunt walls.
Uh-huh.
So that was kind of like where our thought process was.
So you have no loyalty, essentially.
Yeah, I guess.
He said, you and Jolly said they're taking him back no matter what. And that's all I got to say.
Did we say that?
His words. He could be
those were his words.
Dramaticizing.
Oh, you know what? I might have said that, but I've had a lot of I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I scored in the below the first percentile in memory. So, you know.
Wait, when was this test?
There's that.
Was this in grade school?
8 months ago.
Oh, 8 months?
Interesting. I got to take this test.
No, Brendan.
I'm probably going to forget.
I got test. I had to go take this comprehensive test because of my concussion problem.
Oh, right.
So I did a bunch of tests. I got my results back, and they're like, "Yo, your visual memory is terrible." How bad? They said, "You know the first percentile." And I go, "Am I in the first percentile?" And they go, "No, you're below it."
The other one.
We're like, yeah, that's like the worst you can act. There's like the worst possible you can get. There were like 16 memory things, and I got like 1 out of 16. Right?
Wow. And then you go outside and try to find your car. It takes you an hour to find your car in the parking lot. I can remember where you parked.
That happened before. I got and I'm like partially colorblind. So there was like a time like 4 years ago, I was working construction, and I couldn't see the difference in color between the air. Like there was like a red floor, a black floor, and a green floor. And I had to text my boss because I was like an hour and a half, 2 hours late. And I was like, dude, I can't find my car. I've been walking every floor of the parking lot.
Oh my God.
You're falling apart, kid.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to selfishly play with Luke because Luke and I, Luke, Jolly, and I have an Egyptian rat screw club. Like we all love Egyptian rat screw.
Oh, I think you mentioned this before. I never played this game, but my sisters loved it, and I was too slow at it. Gotta be kind of quick, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm also very slow. I don't win ever. Along with my memory. Along with my memory, I think my processing speed was like the 32nd percent.
But Drew just came on today to tell us how dumb he is, apparently. That's funny.
So yeah.
All right,
no
thanks.
Contact sports for me no more.
No more.
That's it. Cool. All right, Drew, thank you very much. We're going to get back to our recap. We love you very much, and we'll talk to you
guys.
soon.
Bye, Drew. Love you.
Thanks for dealing with me on a daily basis.
I love
we welcome it.
We welcome it. The fans love
it. Well, love you guys. Bye.
Love you. See you later.
Bye.
What a great time, Brendan. Let's move on to game 3.
You know, when he does pop in, we get some real insight to the actual sport too.
We
get a little bit of
absolutely
everything.
Do. Yeah. We had to bring it up. Drew's a great.
And he reminded me too. I was going to forget to mention the BBD text about him being.
I wouldn't. I was going to bring it up.
Thank you.
So don't you worry. I was like, I even planned it because Drew likes, if you've been watching or listening, Drew likes to pop in every so often.
Yes.
And I was on my drive home from work today. I was like, if Drew pops in, I'm asking him immediately. It turns out he's the bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
BBD called Jolly a snake, and Drew was the bad guy the whole time. That's crazy.
It's true. It's true.
And Brendan, you're about halfway done with watching the game, right?
Like a quarter.
Okay, so just burn from what
I've been playing the spanking scene over and over again.
Just burn what you can. Like, try and make up the rest of it. We'll see if it's right.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. Forgotten Rotten takes on the Woogas, and Trevor Plouffe looks like he's full of gas because he's up there taking BP. Tyler Plouffe, he's up there taking BP. You thought it was going to be a fart joke, didn't you? He puts up a bunch in the first. The Mendel Man says, suck on BBD's nuts. A beautiful catch from a beautiful man to get the wicket. And Shelfie reminds us that he is a father by showing us he's no stranger to the magic hole just before grabbing the third wicket to end the inning.
I don't like that one.
Top of the second, and Trevor is ploufing all over these bowlers. He ends the game with 45 runs in the day. Woogas clearly have no chance here, and they lose the game. I'm typing this during the second over of the inning, by the way. Forgotten Rotten wins 92 to who cares?
44.
Guess you care.
44 runs.
The magic hole is inherently a sex joke. You can't get mad at me for making that.
I can when you start to make it personal. I can when you start to make it personal.
Anyone who has a kid has fucked.
You don't know that.
Except for Mary.
See?
It's true.
Take it up with the big guy.
It's a big Jesus episode.
Big Jesus. Never not been. Yeah, this was kind of a fucking blowout. For our first blowout, I remember I was watching the first inning, and the second Forgotten Rotten put up 47. Even though Ref Nate didn't want them to, because he's a big Baggage fan and he's trying to rig it against them. He saw Rotten as Baggage's biggest competitor, so he tried to blocked a
I was
boundary.
waiting to see how you're going to spin this to be about the
he
Baggage
blocked a
thing
boundary.
again.
Nate is rooting for Baggage. Nate, I know you listen to this. We know you're rooting for Baggage. We're going to mention it every single episode.
I saw that, and I was like, he in his brain was like, these fucking Blitzball boys are going to talk about this again. Like he mouthed that on the screen.
He didn't even know.
He didn't
even know. This was recorded years ago.
Yeah,
and he knew that this was going to happen. When they put up 47, I said to myself, this almost feels unheard of with the new change in rules.
Yeah.
47 feels like
I
a
thought
number.
it was going to be the new norm. Was like,
big.
oh shit, like all right, they got to 30, pretty good, and
right.
Nope.
I would say this is probably the equivalent of like a 60-run inning, which we've seen in Ball and Play 2.
Yeah, I don't know if you did the conversion still about like all of
not for
the boundaries and stuff, but I wonder what it would have been with the 4s and 6s being what they used to be.
Let's see. But like once they hit 47 in the first, I was like, there's no way. Like,
they really needed to, if they wanted to have any chance at this game, they needed to get Trevor out early in an inning.
Right.
And if they're not gonna, he's gonna be like old school Lou up there. What he used to do.
It's me, old school Lou.
Old school Lou. I talk totally different.
I'm a totally different guy. It's me, the old school. Even though I'm old school, it should technically be younger. I'm old school Lou. Yeah, I mean, like, let's.
Well, I'm thinking about Nate still, because this is a rough Nate pod at the end of the day. I feel badly to talk about his looks over and over again, but Chris Rose makes it seem like he was like the fattest man in the world. He brings up his weight so often. He looks like more or less the same to me. He looks good, but not like he lost
the same
25 pounds, which Chris Rose did say.
But that's because we saw Nate for what's it called, Captain's League, and he had lost the weight then.
Oh, okay.
Before then, Brendan, Pizza the Hut. This is so rude. So Nate, I didn't mean that. I do mean it when I say you're a shill for Baggage and you rigged the tournament for Baggage, but you didn't look like Pizza the Hut before. You looked like a very sexy Pizza the Hut.
Me and Peter are on a fat joke streak. Before we were talking about what speed I should watch the game on today, and he said do it on 1.5 or 2x, and then he says do it on 10x, and I said, what is that, your t-shirt size, fatty? Or I called you big back because that's a new term. And then you said something about your wiener they won't mention.
No. Okay, so they scored
No.
30 with the old rules. They would have scored 36 more runs across the game.
Holy cow!
Forgotten Rotten. So
it's a lot.
Well,
that would be like a record. Maybe no, I don't remember. Probably not. I think we've gotten into the 120s before.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hey, it's been a while.
They kind of fucking destroyed it, and then
and by them we mean Trevor Plouffe.
Remind me, Trevor fucking Plouffe. Who'd you just wait? Who are you looking at?
Nobody.
Who are you looking at? Give her one of these.
Big mouse.
Tell her. Pete says this.
Pete says this.
No, make the angry face.
Peter.
There it was. He says, why I oughta.
Oh, why I oughta.
Watch the YouTube for that. Brendan, remind me, how many runs did the Woogas score in the first inning?
Let's see. I'm gonna go to your notes here. I'm just gonna don't say a word. I'm gonna keep watching until I get there.
All right.
They just got to 25.
I was really hoping
How long did it go?
No, I was really hoping that it would just be like 25. Something like that.
25.
25.
The crazy part is looking at because you give me the score after each inning's over. 92 to 25 is an insane margin.
Insane. They get 25 runs with BBD and Shelfie, the two best bowlers on that team from previous tournaments. Obviously, everything's been moved back, so we have to see.
Yeah.
The two best bowlers, BBD literally a bowling specialist.
Yeah.
Get wides, so they can't even be the golden bowler. Trevor comes in to bowl. He does a pretty good job. Ali only bowls 2 balls because he gets the third wicket on the second. 47 to 25. Brendan, if they finished that fourth over, it wouldn't have been that much different.
Yeah, that's true. It's always going to be a killer.
Right. And then the next over, or the next inning, is really was the death. I mean, 47 to 25, it almost feels like an insurmountable unless you can wicket the other team out with full overs remaining. But instead, right now, as we're keeping track of full overs completed, the average runs per over that teams are scoring is 8.84. Mm-hmm. In this second inning, Forgotten Rotten, 10, 9, 15, 11. They beat the average every over.
The 15 is almost double.
Almost double. Almost. I think by the end of this, before the Woogas full second inning, it was over a 9. The average was over a 9. This is what I was talking about. Forgotten Rotten is fully inflating, just the team alone is fully inflating the average runs. They had 20 runs in the fourth over of the game.
Yeah.
It's been ridiculous what they're doing.
You got
to think
a trend for the rest of the tournament is we need to do something to get Trevor out so early because we just need to see anybody else. We didn't even get to see too much of what the rest of Forgotten Rotten can do because we didn't need to.
Right. It is nuts what Forgotten Rotten, mostly Trevor, has been doing. But I mean, as you saw, Ali even started to figure it out at the plate, really getting some nice runs up
which
there.
Which is surprising for a first time, a pro player coming in here first tournament usually kind of sucks at.
He figured it out fast,
really fast.
He figured it out really fast. But we'll skip it. They finished at 92. They went from 47 to 92.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
And by doing the batting practice way, the way that Jim did not want it to be, just whacking it hard.
I believe Jack Doyle said it to start. First 10 balls, if they hit sixes, they were
they're in
the
good
lead.
shape. They're in
great shape. They didn't. They hit 0 sixes.
True.
They got 4 runs in that first over. Then that to me was kind of like, this is done. 4 runs, then 6 runs, then 12, then 7.
Yeah, it was done before it even started. This one.
It was done before it even had. Dan and little bit of dissension. We kind of talked about this earlier of teams where in this first game, Dan Rourke was saying this is it's kind of a who gives a shit game. Figure it out. He wanted to there was dissension in Wooga's. Jimmy was saying, run, the game isn't over. Dan was saying, I'd much rather figure out my swing instead of this. And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Brendan.
Okay.
In a slow pitch game like this, I don't know why it should be taking Dan Rourke 23 pitches to figure out his swing.
That's true.
It's not like the ball is moving like crazy. The ball
I really
is
want
moving.
to say you're dead wrong, but you're
you're
dead right. Especially the thing he probably needs
right,
more.
Baby.
Dead right.
Sitting here, baby.
I declare you're right.
Where's those duckies for the dead right boy?
Old school Lou says Peter's right.
Old school Lou says Peter's right with all them duckies.
Thank you for joining the pod, Lou Dad. We love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the thing he needs to work on more than anything else is probably the running game too, because it's something that has always tripped him up. Any little rules with lines and running and everything else, moving parts, always trip up Dan Rourke. So he should probably be working on that stuff.
So I don't know how much you actually in depth read my comments on here. Mm-hmm. I feel like, well, obviously Jimmy gets run out because Dan didn't run. Right? That's a big one. I feel like there had to be 4 or 5 times in my notes where I mentioned oh yeah, Dan hits one and they get caught ball watching because he hits it to the corner and he's just waiting to see if it's a boundary or if Ali blocks it.
I was wondering if it was just because he was hitting them so hard that if they did get by, it was a 2, and if they didn't, you're not going to run anyway.
Right.
He didn't have much time to run, but
this was Jimmy's point to Dan, where he's you got to get moving. And
swing and start going as you're swinging almost.
Right. I understand Dan being I want to get my swing right, because if he felt like the swing is wrong, you got to get it right. Go do it in the fucking back room. We know they have a back room over there where he can practice this shit with somebody throwing to him. I think it's more important for him to get the muscle memory of hey, once I make contact, run no matter what.
Yeah. Or switch your game. Maybe try getting those bonus 2s ready, which doesn't sound like something that Dan Rourke would be good at, just knowing his game. But I think I think in general he's swinging too hard. It's not the game to swing your ass off. He's swinging real hard.
As Trevor said, I mean, Peter Moylan even said, did you watch the post game?
No,
the true post game. So Peter Moylan has a he has a quote in there where he's pretty much he's I was going to do this privately, but if you want me to do it now, I'll do it now. He goes, you need to fucking pretty much.
Need to what?
And then Dan,
cut out for a second.
You need you need to fucking run. Pretty much is what he said, because he was hey, this game is all about accruing points. Yeah. And when you just sit there and you ball watch, the worst thing that happens is if you ran a couple feet and then you said, oh, actually go back. You got one more run than you thought you were getting.
Right.
And then Dan disagreed.
With these different scores, ones matter still.
Dan disagreed. I mean, who's right? Who's to say?
Probably the people telling him
it's not
run.
There is right. I mean, yeah, but I mean, there's definitely something to Dan saying I need to get my swing right. If Dan is saying that he's the power, because we've been seeing on these teams, one person is typically one person is the power guy, and it feels like Dan wants to be the power guy. And by pure boundaries, I mean he had 8 boundaries mixed of 4 and 2, and Jimmy Norp had 5. Granted, Jimmy Norp faced 10 fewer balls and had 1 less hit than Dan Rourke did, because of these no balls that he was doing. It's going to be interesting to see if Dan is going to stick to his plan, or if he's going to say, hey, my entire team is telling me to run, maybe I should start running.
Right.
That'll be something to watch for in the future.
His personality, he's a hard, hot head type of guy, and we'll see what he does.
Hard head.
Hot, hard head. Hot.
It's so hot, and that head's so hard.
And my magical stuff is bad?
Yeah, mine's good. Mine is good stuff.
That's good.
It's good. Agree. I'm older than you. So
You're
I'm
old
allowed
school
to
Pete.
talk about this kind of stuff. I'm old school Pete. I used to be a prospector in the mines, but now I'm just an old man. Come to listen to the Blitzball boys for all everybody's favorite characters. For you got Brendan does a great cool, calm, and collected K-Mac. Give him a taste.
Hey man, it's me.
See, fucking, it's right on the money. right on the money.
Just go into an offensive Asian accent.
He also does. He also does a jittery Jake. Go ahead, Brendy.
Oh boy, it's me, Jake. Gotta get some Java.
I need some Java right now.
That one I've been practicing
podcast
every night before bed.
I don't know why I can't sleep. Yeah, 2 espressos.
But I'm doing the coffee before bed too. It's bad.
Rotten wins big.
Rotten wins big.
Shelty gets a magic hole. Moylan self-retires, which we talked about before. This one felt appropriate because it was like kind of a dire situation. Hey, Jimmy's been killing the ball. We need to get him. Moylan seems to be more like the guy who's hitting to the side, getting the
I don't think
4
he hit
runs
much
on
last
3
year
balls.
either. He was,
right. He's definitely
Just
a
a hurler.
bowling specialist. Whereas we saw, I hate to bring it back, but we saw Pennick get those boundaries. Like, he can swing, he can hit it.
He can.
That one confused me. They ended up winning. Who cares? Brendan.
Yes.
2 games done, but there can only be one.
Oh.
Player of the game.
Player of the games.
Wow, player of the games. 2 games, 1 player. Who's it going to be? Brendan, it's obviously going to be Tyler Plouffe.
Tyler Plouffe.
If you count the runs scored on no balls, well, Tyler Plouffe, first off, had 44 runs scored off of hit. If you count the runs scored off of no balls, he has 56 runs in this game. Brendy, how many runs did the Woogas have in this game?
Hold on, I'm just finishing up the episode.
He's finishing the episode, guys. Just hold your horses. He's almost there. Oh, he rewound to the beginning. Okay, guys, just hold around.
It just froze. Let me just refresh.
It just froze for a little bit. He's gonna be fine.
I rewound too far, and it's back to
He's back in the
Dusty.
baggage we got ice game. It's unbelievable.
Okay, now I'm watching the Blitzball Battle Championship.
That's right. 54 runs. He had 2 more runs than the entire Woogas team. I took a look at this. I said, okay, I have 2 games to pick from. We had great performances from Dalton in the first game. Very similar. Colin even had a great performance in the first game. You have K-Mac, who allowed 9 runs off of hits in 2 full overs. 15 runs total. You could have given it to anybody there. Trevor, Tyler, in 2 runs, 2 overs, 0 no balls, 15 runs allowed in 2 overs, as well as 56 runs scored. And he had the 8 dot balls, 1 wicket. He's going to get into it. It'll be fine. Figure that out. I think we're going to see, he had 14 hits off of 23 balls faced. I think as the tournament goes on, that number's going to go up for hits. Yeah. His percentage is going to go up.
He might be the kind of hitter a striker that might be looking for his pitches because he knows that certain pitches, like the up and in ones, the way he swings are going to cause him to wicket out. So he'd rather take the really difficult ones and look for his pitches. Most of them he can handle. Some he might just want to leave. That's okay because he produces at a crazy rate. So this is not a total by a player that we thought we would see with the new rules on boundaries. So
I think my favorite part of Trevor today was when Josh came into bowl in the second inning, and you heard Moylan go up to him and say for Shelfie, be like, just throw Shelfie in the zone. When Trevor comes up, just fucking throw him curlers and just spin him. That's it. Shelfie goes, bunts it to the side for 1. Jimmy tried to kick it into the wicket area, which is pretty funny. Missed it. Whiffed. Ha ha. Trevor comes in. My favorite parts was when Josh was bowling it, spinning it, and Trevor just I think it was on 3 separate pitches, just either got dotted or it was wide, and he looked back like laughing, like, what the fuck was that? Like, you could see the pure joy in Trevor's face. It's something that, like, Trevor puts on this persona of tough guy heel a lot, that when we get to see Trev
him actually
being just
through.
like a kid being like, this is so fun. Like, it's some of my
really
favorite moments in the warehouse. Trevor's my player of the games with an S.
Good player of the games.
Good player of the games, but will it be an even better play of the games?
Play of the games.
I went Conan there instead of Sports Center for the announcing. So, you're welcome.
Maybe he'll get his chance at sports. My player of the games.
Nope.
Fuck. Can I just do it?
Plays. Your play of the games.
My player.
Oh, you fucking.
What is it again?
Play the games.
My play of the games. There we go. Nailed it that time. Good job on the soundboard. Thank you, producer BBD. Oh, spoiler alert for my play of the game goes to BBD's tap, tap, tap-a-roo little catch against the wall. And it's big slam down. I love when BBD is excited on the mound. It is so fun. What a catch. I didn't think he had it. It looked like it was going to be a little tough one over the shoulder.
Me too.
Taps it to himself, grabs it, comes down with it. And the celebration from that guy is always so exciting. There might have been other plays throughout these two games that were more deserving, but this one just got me hyped up because that guy gets me hyped up.
Yeah. I said it before, I love watching BBD on both sides of the ball. When he bowls, it's so much fun. The guy is so nice, very funny. He's just a sweet guy. And then whenever he's in here, he's the most intense person I've ever seen.
Seriously.
Which cracks me up.
Just his windup. He looks like a scary reliever when he winds up.
His roars are the best. The best. So whenever he makes a play like that or anything on the bump, like I'm sure that he was pissed as shit that he threw a wide first ball that he threw.
First ball. He took it. Rose said it took him to the championship last year.
Before he threw a wide.
Yeah.
He had a great outing. 2 overs bowled, 10 runs total allowed, 3 off of balls. Like, disgusting.
That's good.
7 dot balls. That's crazy.
Nasty man.
But this play really capped it off. Like that juggle, hot potato.
It was just a joke, honestly, at the end of the day.
Oops.
Am I going to catch it? Am I going to catch it?
Am I going to catch it? Of course I am, you fucking idiot.
Fuck you. Squeezes all the milk out of it.
Oh, the milk's in the balls. Don't forget, guys. Gross. Why'd we do that?
Chunky.
Good job, BBD.
Good job. Done, Russell.
I got flipped off last week while I was driving.
You told me about this again.
Did I tell it on the pod?
Again? I think so.
No, same thing, dude. I forgot about it. Somebody brought it up. The thumbs down absolutely fucking killed me.
Yes.
And now it's time, Brendan.
Time.
We just talked about him. For the BBD Memorial Defensive Player of the Game.
Here we go. Pressing the button.
You got to say the
BBD, 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 BBD,
Keep going now. Longer. That was the false ending. Go.
BBD.
Congratulations to not BBD.
Wow.
Instead, Brendan and I conferred. We talked about everything. We said, who should be the defensive player of the game? We usually don't like to do this, but we had no other choice. We're going to be giving it to Ali from Forgotten Rotten.
Ooh,
Forgotten Rotten sweeps the awards from 2 different games. That's kind of rude, but that's all right. He played great defense. A lot of these balls that Dan, where we were talking about, was ball watching, was because he hits it really hard at Ali. The ball bounces off the ground, and he made the adjustment to block the ball from hitting the boundary, saving 2 runs effectively because they didn't run. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they probably would have just saved 1. They ball watched. Ali made these great defensive plays to save the boundaries. Who else? Nothing better.
Yeah, we say it a lot about these pros going into the warehouse. It's difficult to adjust, and to see some guy come in and understand how balls are going to move off the walls is impressive.
teammates' names.
Right. I've been there. I
Doesn't even know their
fully
name.
understand that feeling when you come into a new place and you get like, hey, here's 30 people. Remember them all. You're not going to remember any of them. I just get nothing.
Right. Okay. But here's the thing, right? If you go and you say, here's the 4 guys you're going to play with,
that's
and
fair.
2 of their names are nicknames, you got to at least remember the one that's 3 letters and a fucking object, a shelf with a Y at the end.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
but it's funny.
Trevor, fine. But like the other 2, it's pretty funny for Ali. Otherwise, great defensive play.
Yeah.
We see it a lot from these, like you said, from these major league cricket guys who they kind of get like startled. They don't really know how to play their first game. His defensive work, great right from the jump. Good job, Ali. You're not going to listen to
them. You never know.
I would say let's do a preview, but there's fucking 3 games and I only know 1.
That's okay, and I got to get out of here anyway.
Instead of that, if you got to get out of here, Brendan, what should you be drinking?
If you got to get the hell out of here, you can drink subtle tea. You got to get the fuck out of here. Drink Subtle Tea is a drink made by me. You can find it at subtletea.com. Use code HobbyBoys for $2 off your order. You can listen to or watch the Hobby Boys wherever you get your podcasts. One of those places could be on YouTube. That's the place we'd like to see you over here at the Blitzball Boys. Please subscribe. Trying to get to that big old 200 mark. We're less than 40 away.
161.
That's less than 40.
Hey,
pretty good.
It's less than 40.
Subscribe.
Pretty fun.
Subscribe.
Brendan,
at the beginning too.
I think
subscribe.
You've been getting subscribers based off of your actual Blitzball content. It seems like
that too. The shorts. People like the shorts.
People really like. You're getting like thousands of views on the shorts.
Yeah, we got a 10K one a couple weeks ago. 11K.
Whoa, 10K.
Subscribe.
10 carats.
You get a little of everything. You get a little bit of Blitzball. You get a little bit of everything else. The warehouse games.
10K is kind of nuts. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate your comments. The early man is dominating the comments game.
Yeah.
We got to take down the early man.
Take him down.
Take him down.
Comment so much we don't even see his comments.
Yeah. Write us a bunch of comments. Originally, it was just me and the early man beefing, but now the early man has decided to take shots at Brendan, saying that he stinks. I don't know why. He's gone off the rails. He's gone into business for himself.
Starting to think Peter is the early man.
I'm the early man. Please leave a comment to talk to us. Brendan responds to every single one. We really appreciate everything that you guys do in terms of listening and commenting. Beyond that, hug your pets. Brendan, ask me the question.
Got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Bye.